Hi there. Some of you have contacted me because you had some trouble loading the exam database into our database server using HeidiSQL. I think in most of the cases, this problem happened because you are trying to perhaps load the SQL file into HeidiSQL editor and then run it as any other SQL script. The problem is this database dump, which is quite large, 170 megabytes. Um, it's very difficult to open it using any editor. And the thing is, we do not need to edit anything in this database dump. We just simply need to run it. So there is no reason for us to load it into HeidiSQL editor as if we are going to edit it somehow. So what I'll show here is a sort of step-by-step introduction to load these large files into some database server using HeidiSQL. So first I have downloaded the SQL file onto the desktop. Now we need to extract the SQL file out of this archive. So to do that, I'll use the uh, archive manager that comes standard with Windows. So I'll extract it here. You can use any other archive manager to do this. The overall goal here is to get the SQL file out of the zip file into a plain uncompressed format. Now once the file is out, let's launch HeidiSQL. This is my saved profile. This connects to smgresearch1.bu.edu. You should provide your username and password here, as well as you should provide the database that you want to connect to. For most of you, this should be same as your BU login ID. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this connection. As you can see, I have already created these tables in this database because I was experimenting with this database before. So let me go ahead and delete these to show you how to do it from the beginning. Unfortunately, I don't think there is a way to delete all of them using user interface, or at least using graphical user interface. So let's go ahead and delete them one by one. So drop these tables. You don't need to empty these tables, just drop them. Yeah. Okay, now we have an empty database, and let's see how to load this new large database into this database server. So let's go to tools and let's say load SQL file. Okay, now let's go to desktop because that's where it was retrieved. Let's browse to the file ending with .sql and click open. So here HeidiSQL gives you a number of options. The interface on your computer might be slightly different, but essentially what it is asking is how do you want to load this file. This file is quite large, and do you want to run this without loading into the editor? Do you want to load the file into a query editor, or do you want to cancel opening this file at all? So in this case we are going to say just run it without loading it into the editor. That would be click yes. This might take a minute or two to completely load into the database because this is a large file. So please be patient. I am doing this on a virtual machine that does not have a lot of RAM or processing power. So the speed I'm getting is pretty reasonable. So in your computer, which is most likely more powerful than this, it might go a little faster. So I like to keep an eye on what it is doing, and as you can see, the memory usage is quite reasonable. It's not taking most of the memory that is available in the computer. At some point, it might appear as if it has stalled, but give it a few minutes, because here from the activity monitor in Windows is a task manager. In the task manager, we can see that the HeidiSQL process is running. It's doing some work, consuming almost more than 50% of CPU most of the times. So even though it might appear unresponsive from time to time, let it run until completion. So now it looks like it has finished loading it. So you can go ahead and click close. As you know, HeidiSQL has this annoying habit of not refreshing after it does something to the database. So we'll go ahead and do that manually for it. Click refresh, click on the plus to expand the database a little bit. And you should see these 6 different tables. So that's how you should load the database or any large database into your database, not by opening it in a query editor like here. Don't do that, but instead running it directly in MySQL instead of opening it in the query editor. Hope that helps. Do take a look at the schema diagram that is available on SMG tools now. That very clearly shows the relation between these 6 tables, and that will help you come up with the right query in the exam. So let me know if you have any other question. See you tomorrow. Good luck.